Hello, everybody, and welcome to Uproot Reddit. You ever go camping and decide to rough it by fishing with a net, hunting down a deer or a bear, or even pick berries and eat them without washing them? Going back to our roots by living out in the wild may not be a common activity, but picking berries sure is. Whether you're going strawberry picking this year or not, just know that not all berries are the same. Some berries have the potential to harm you, even if the harm is not as disastrous as people make it out to be. But you'll know when that berry is harmful just by reading the signs. That is, if you take the time to actually read said sign. Here's a prime example as to why reading signs should be a more common practice. Reddit user California Oldtimer lives in a historic house with a berry bush that has a clear sign not to eat from it. But you have those people who just can't read signs. In today's post, entitled Mom and Son Eat Poisonous Berries Despite My Warning Signs. Too bad those signs weren't bright neon lights or an elaborate security alarm. Okay, I'm not sure if this is entitled per se or just plain stupidity, but this happened yesterday morning. So, background. I live in Southern California, very close to the beach. Needless to say that I encounter a lot of locals and tourists. On the right side of my property across the street, there are shops, a cafe, and a bus stop. Now on my property, I have a hollyberry bush, which are poisonous. Now they taste like cherries and have a cinnamon-like aftertaste, so a person that doesn't know about the plant would have no idea of this. The side effects of the berries are nausea, disorientation, diarrhea, vomiting, and severe stomach cramps. Due to my house being on the historic registry and nature protection laws, I can't just remove the bush because some of the birds pick at it and eat from it. I know that the berries and leaves aren't poisonous to some species of birds and other critters like certain squirrels and chipmunks. Anyway, because of this, I have two signs that say, "Do not eat" and "Danger." The fact that I have a sign with danger with a hazard skull and bones deters most people, except for this persistent mom and boy last morning. So it's around 10:30 and I take my trash out. This mom, who looked about 40, had two kids with her, a teen girl around 14 to 16 maybe, and a little boy who looked 6 to 8 years old. The mom and the boy are the entitled or stupid ones here. The teen girl was actually nice. The boy says, "Mom, look, berries!" Wow, I didn't realize berries grew here. Let's get some. I ask her to read the signs that say don't eat them. She scoffs and says, "Ugh, it's not like you need all these berries. You should be nice and give them to my kids. Don't be greedy." "Mom, when are we going to have berries?" "Right now." "Teen girl, you want any?" No, Mom, I think they're..." "Okay then." Because I'm older, I couldn't run fast enough to catch them. The mom and son broke a branch off the berry bush and they started running and scarfing down berries and went to the bus stop across the street with the teen girl reluctantly following. I was yelling to get her attention for nearly 20 minutes. But after the mom and the boy started getting overly sweaty and acting weird, the teen came to talk to me. "Hey, sir, what's wrong?" Those berries are poisonous. I tried to warn your mother and brother, but it's too late." The teen started to cry, thinking that they were going to die. I comforted her, saying that they'll live, but they're going to be just very, very sick. Soon, I went to my house to get seltzer tablets and water bottles to help. But the time I came back, both the mom and son finished all the berries and the boy threw up all over his shirt. The mom came back with obvious signs of throwing up herself and to yell at me when I pointed to the signs that said "Danger" and "Do not eat," and that this was her fault. She flipped the bird and left. The teen just said, "Sorry." I gave her the seltzer tablets and she went into the cafe to get paper towels to clean up her brother. But by the time she came back, the mom vomited too. They all got on the bus and I haven't seen them since. Thanks for reading. Have a great day. Well, that definitely was her fault. And here is an edit from California Old Timer. Quote, "There's been a lot of people asking me about the berries and my house. So I bought my house 50 years ago and I didn't know that the berries were poisonous. Despite me having signs and warning people for all these years, people still manage to eat them. And yes, many people have gotten sick. But due to my house being on the historic registry, I can't remove the bush. So I have to do the best that I can to warn the others, but people still eat them." The original owner of that house probably set those berry bushes for either decoration or just to mess with people. Otherwise, poisonous berry bushes aren't there to be eaten. And it's unfortunate that California old-timers see more than one instance of people eating from the same old poisonous bush. You know, when people eat your berries or your food in general, and without your permission of all things, that can result in some tension. And I'm not just talking about tension from vomiting or from getting sick. It could result from trust issues building up over time. Here's why. Reddit user Angian21189 just cannot eat anything without dad stepping in and stealing food right from under them. In today's post, "My dad always eats my food, even when I was in the hospital." Gee, Dad, can't you get your own plate for a change? Anyways, here's what kept happening to Angian. Quote, "Now, my father has a weird history with food and has a tendency to eat my food. Not his, mine. A few instances stand out. First was the time I was in the hospital following a heart procedure and I was in the ICU. My dad was saying me and my mom need to lose weight. I was and am 5'3" and 110 pounds. Wow, really, Dad? He offered to get me food from a restaurant and I agreed. He came back with 2 withered salads for me and my mom. Again, what a great dad you are. The hospital brought me some baked ziti and potatoes while I was getting an x-ray done. He ate my entire plate provided by the hospital and left me a salad with no topping or dressing. So I'm guessing salads are now something that you really don't want to eat anymore. Another time, I had a student from work get me a pretty large fruit basket as a thank you gift. My brother and father ate the entire thing without even leaving me a grape. They never asked if they could have any. Great, now the son takes after the dad. For my then boyfriend's birthday, I baked him a pie. And guess what? My brother and father ate the entire thing while I was getting dressed. And if you think he's done there, oh, no. It gets way worse. On my own birthday, he used to ask where I wanted to go. Thank goodness I haven't lived with him in years. And then say he didn't want to go there and would ultimately pick his own favorite place to go, even though I didn't like the places he did. He sabotaged my engagement party by canceling my reservation at a particular restaurant and changing it to a restaurant that he wanted. So what was the point of you asking Angian then? These are just food-related stories. I have plenty more horror stories about my abusive parents. My mom justifies everything my father has ever done and somehow blames me in every instance. Wow, thanks, Mom. And here's an edit from Angian. Quote, "Hello, thank you for your kind and funny comments and the awards. It seriously made my whole day. Just wanted to say that these stories are pretty old. I moved out almost 5 years ago. I did get married, we eloped, and we had no wedding. Probably a good move. I am low contact with my parents, and they aren't really in my life anymore. I have also been working with a therapist that specializes in trauma. Thanks again. Is there a restraining order for parents that continually eat off of kids' plates due to their sense of entitlement? Is that a thing that can happen? Otherwise, the dad really needs to be the one to lose weight. The more he eats off Angie's plate or mom's plate. Good thing he didn't show up to the wedding, since he'd probably eat the cake before the bride and groom showed up, saying that it was his cake and probably make up some sort of stupid excuse saying that he paid for it with his money, even though he probably wouldn't even spend one dime on their wedding. I guess the trust issues run deep in this family. Well, that's all the time we have for today. We'll be back for more greedy parents posts right here on Uproot Reddit, and we'll see you all next time.